Springbok season is back. Nations Championship kicking off. Oh, we're excited. We're excited. The lineup dropped today. Pro, let's go to the lineup. I'm going to read the lineup 1 to 15. And then we'll discuss. Springbok season is back, man.
I grind because I got to get paid. 1% chance, 99% faith.
At number 1,
Let's go.
if my technology allows me.
Oxenche, I can name it for you, dude. Oxenche,
Yes,
Malcolm Marx,
yes,
the tank, Thomas the Twit,
yes, sir.
Ibn Etabit.
Yes, sir.
That's how much now? 143 caps? Hey, man, it keeps going.
Keeps going.
Riley Norton, unfortunately, injured. I think he was going to play. Ron O'Keefe's in there.
Yes, sir. Mr. Reliable, Mr. Consistent.
Ish, the tank, man. And then I think number 6, Sia Kolisi.
Captain, my captain.
What? Let's go. Peter Stiff is back from the injury.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dwayne Vermeulen regen. Jasper Visser's in there, number 8, of course.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got the flash at number 9. We got the flash at number 9. Blink is gone.
Let's go. Do you have the lineup now? You can read the backline.
Grant Williams, the flash. We've got the number 1 book, Marley Lee book. Mr. Silky, Mr. Smooth is going to get that backline moving. I think that 9-10 combo. We're going to talk about that. Centers, we've got the grandpas. It's like you can't get rid of them, eh? They're going to be playing the next 4 World Cups for us. Damien Dealende and Jesse Creel. I don't know how many caps they have together now. Yo, I'm losing count. We got the GOAT winger, Cheslin Colby, and then one of my personal favorites at fullback, Damien Willemse. In my opinion, the best fullback in the world. That's the lineup. Should I go through the bench, or you want to discuss the starting lineup first?
We can discuss it with the bench because Rassi's benches are usually very important. You never know what split is going to go with.
Yes. The bench is actually, it's an interesting one. This bench is so flexible. You could say it's a 6-2 split. You could say it's a 5-3 split. You could so we've got Jan Hendrik Wessels. We've got Gerard Steenkamp. We've got Zach Porten, which is a surprise to me. We've got Marco van Staren, Eskom. Hey, we haven't had load shedding in a while. And then this person I'm so excited for, Cameron Hannekom. He's on the bench. We've got Uncle Kobus. And then we have Andre Esther. Is he a forward, is he a back? Who knows, bro? Who knows? And then we've got Kanan Moody. Let's start with the forward pack. Let's start with the forward pack. Talk to me. I wasn't expecting Tom Stoy to start. But other than that, no surprises, eh?
Yeah, no surprises. I'm happy Malcolm Marx is back from injury. I think he had a bicep injury. Oxenche up there. Volko Low, actually, the Bulls. I don't know if maybe Rasmus saw that video of him puking on the rugby field. He was like, nah, I'm putting this man in, bro. I'm putting this man in. But yeah, Volko Low, I thought maybe he'd be on the bench. I'm surprised he's not there as well. He's giving the young boy, Zach, a chance. He's had a decent season with Thomas. The front three, I think that's the best front three in the world. Up against, a good English front three as well. They're also good at the scrum, Ellis Genge, Joe Hayes, those guys. So it'll be a good match to watch in the scrum. Just watch out for the set pieces.
Yes, so I agree with you 100%. That's a very, very strong front three. I think we're going to dominate the scrum. Yes, they have a good forward pack, and I mentioned it in our previous episode that if there's one team that's quite similar to us, it's England. So they also have a good forward pack. They rely on that set piece dominance, but they're not going to dominate us. But they rely on that set piece dominance. They play the high ball. They play very similar to us, but that front three, man, can't go wrong. The lock pairing, very reliable. You got Eben Etzebeth, who's played a million games, and then Ron Nokia, who every time he plays for the Springboks never puts a foot wrong. Always giving you that solid 7 out of 10 every game, making a lot of meters. He reminds me of Franco Mostert like a younger version
Yes.
of Frank. Very, very reliable. Very good with the lineouts as well. And then the loose trio. Oh,
Wait.
I think
At lock, there's no
yes.
substitute lock. What do you think is our what is the idea there behind Rassi's pick?
I think that's what I'm saying. It's very interesting the bench. I think Peter Steff is the replacement lock, essentially. So I think we can expect Peter Steff to play the full 80 minutes. Um, we know we have a lock crisis right now. You mentioned, unfortunately, Riley Norton got injured. What this is actually telling me when I look at this lineup is that I think Rassie Erasmus actually had intentions of playing Norton. I think he was going to put him on the bench. That's what I'm reading from this. So it's actually unfortunate because if I'm not mistaken, he would have probably become one of, if not the youngest player to get his Springbok debut. I'm not sure. So yeah, that's what I'm reading into this is that they plan to actually play Riley Norton. But yeah, Peter Steff definitely the cover there. What do you think?
Yeah, no, same. I think maybe we would have played Rwanoki on bench because Rwanoki obviously covers for the back row as well. And then put him in second half. It would have been a big start, man. Riley Norton starting obviously his first match for the box, coming from the junior box. It would have been big. Unfortunate with the injury, but still a lot of time. I think he'll be out for 10 weeks, but hey, our locks are looking a bit shaky there. What about Salman Morate? What do you think?
Oh boy, are you trying to rage bait me?
But anyways, onto the back row. Yeah, I think it's the formidable three. He's always going with these three. I think they have a nice combo. What do you think about once again PTSD or PSDT? He's back, Sia Kolisi and Jasper Visa.
Yeah, man. Look, you could easily say that's the best back three in the world rugby as well. I'm surprised about so Peter Stevutoy actually had a very injury-ridden season, right? He hasn't played a lot of games, and like I said, to me, it's looking like he's gonna have to play 80 minutes. So that's a bit of a maybe a slight concern, bro. Like he hasn't played a lot of games. Are we doing too much? But for that back three, honestly, I don't even have words. Like as a coach, you're looking at that back three. If I'm the England coach, I'm looking at that back three, and I'm like, long day,
No, but
long day.
England also they're well known for their back rows. Ben Earl obviously had a good Six Nations season. The big guy, Cunningham South, he'll be looking out to come and prove himself here. And then the most controversial name that's in South Africa right now, Henry Pollard, he'll be looking to come in second half and challenge the guys. But I know for a fact they're gonna say something about putting in some big shoulders on him.
Mm, mm. Look, I think Pollard's in for a rude awakening.
Yeah.
I think he's in for a rude awakening. One thing I do want to mention though, when I look at that loose trio, is that we don't have a fetcher. So usually when you in your loose trio, you'll have one. Usually it's the six. And remember, for years for the Springboks, it was always Francois Lowe was always that guy for us. Damon from Milan was quite good at stealing the ball as well. But when I look at that loose trio, we don't really have a recognized fetch or someone whose speciality is stealing the ball. We have Marco van Staden on the bench who's good at that. But we're lucky that we one of the few teams in the world who's our hooker is actually very good at stealing the ball. So maybe Malcolm Marx he covers that gap a little bit, I guess. But that's the one thing I do notice is that we don't have that fetcher. And we know Shakulis is not that type of player. He doesn't get a lot of steals. So, but yeah, maybe Malcolm Marx will cover that gap, you know?
Yeah, no, I was about to say Malcolm Marx is reputable and known for that unmovable object. But I think our loose trio they play a different role. You look at like you said earlier, England play very similar to us with the box kicks and the high balls. They're very good in the air, very structured play. So, what Darcy likes to do is you put the loose trio or Sia or Peter Steph on the wings to support when our wingers and our fullback is collecting. Or even in attack. Sometimes when we play the box kick up, the Peter Steph or Sia will be there chasing. So I think they played a different role, but you're right about that.
Yeah, and then I think it's interesting that Pollard is not he didn't even make the squad. We mentioned in the last podcast episode that he's been out of form, but I think that's quite interesting because Russia's always trusted Pollard. You know, what do you think about Pollard not making the entire squad?
Ish, the Iceman. I think it's probably sad to say, but I think he's slowly phasing him out of the team. I think he's also just trying to be honest with himself. When you're picking the match day 23, obviously the World Cup next year, 2027 World Cup is coming. All the teams are preparing for that and using these matches as almost a knockout game or a test match. In that sector, so he has to put players that he thinks is gonna play in that World Cup. And if Sasha was here, he would have definitely played Sasha. But alternatively, that's Lipok, and I think he doesn't want to give Pollard the impression that he might play or he might be there. I think the two fly offs that he'll go with is definitely Libok and Sasha Feinberg for the World Cup. So I think he's slowly phasing him out, which is quite sad. But hey, man, that's the game. You just gotta roll with it. Pollard phased out somebody else, so it is what it is.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that Pollard's not going to be our starting 10 in the next World Cup for sure. I do think we're going to see him though. Rassi is very inconsistent. I say inconsistent in a good way with his selections. 1 minute a guy won't make the 23, and then the next week he's starting the game. Like Rassi is very unpredictable with these lineups, and he doesn't stick to the same lineup 3-4 games in a row. He's never done that since he's been SA coach. But we're definitely going to see Pollard this year. I'm sure he's going to start a couple of games. But yeah, I agree with you that for the World Cup, he probably should be phased more into a supportive role within the team.
Yeah.
Let's go into the exciting part, the back line. Let's start with the unks in the middle there, 12 and 13. Are you are you concerned? Because I'm a bit concerned. I didn't think that we could go into another World Cup with Jesse Kriel and Damien Delende as our 12-13 pairing. That's going to be, I thought the next World Cup, surely we'd see maybe Kane and Moody, I really think should really step up and take that 13 jersey. But what do you think about those? Do you think we can make it to another World Cup with them as our starting pairing?
The most kept center pair for the Springboks, and Mans is hating. Yeah, no, the Madalas. I think it's Rusty and the team. They find themselves in a very difficult position because it's they want to phase them out because obviously this is their last World Cup. But he also, I think, he's a bit too scared to experiment with the team that we saw against New Zealand. At Eden Park was it, or I think it was Auckland, where he played Kenan Moody and Willemse with that performance of the decade. So I think that definitely is our future center pairing. But I think he's just a bit scared to just phase them out, similar to what he's doing with Pollard. So he finds himself in a very difficult predicament, and their structure center pairing, like what you're getting with them. You're getting structure, you're getting good defense. So I think he's a bit skeptical on experimenting in those two positions at the moment.
Yeah, and I think maybe had the Bulls not made the final, maybe it might have been different because Ruan Nokia is there, but a lot of the Bulls players have been rested. Like you said, Wilkelo, who definitely Rassi loves. He's not even in the 23. Maybe he's resting him. Maybe Pollard's being rested. So I think maybe had the Bulls not played that final, would Moody have started? Maybe not. But I really think Moody needs to step up. He's got the talent. I think he needs to step up and claim that 13 jersey. He has everything you need. He could be our 13 for the next 10 years, but he needs to step up, especially defensively. I think someone needs to get in his ear and say, look, this jersey is yours. Make this jersey yours, because I think that's our future 13. But look, for now, for this year at least, or for these next few games, Damien Delende, Jesse Kriel, we know what we're going to get. They're reliable. We know defensively they're immense. So I think maybe it's just a case of not changing too much too quickly. Like you said, maybe it's a phasing out thing. And then back three. Oh, you could even say this is the best back three in the world. I don't know, maybe I'm being biased because I'm South African, but Damian Willemse, Chislin Colby, and Kurtley Arendse. Sure. Talk to me.
Hey, 50 caps up. You forgot to mention the 50 caps. You know, Damian Willemse, 50 cap at such a young age. Cheslin Kobe a bit older, but finally gets his 50th caps is gonna be a big, big, big day for the two of them. They'll be working out together. Damian Willemse, the boy from Strand. Hey man, they're saying
Francois.
Pelele Fasi, Stranto. They're saying a Pelele Fasi maybe. But yeah, man, you cannot not play Damian Willemse. Yeah, that's probably the best three back in the world right now. Kurtley Arendse, again, a post player, like you saying, maybe he was racing the post player, but Kurtley's playing. Marco's on the bench, and Ron Nokia's in there. So I doubt that he's not selecting some of the post players because he's resting them. But who knows? But yeah, those three, short guys, but under the high ball. England like playing the high ball. They got quite a tall fullback and tall wingers. Freeman and those guys. But funny enough, our high ball returns. Even though the players are a bit smaller, but they still able to dominate in the air. Fulham's also obviously dominate in the air, so you know what you're getting with him, and he's also good in terms of kick returns, which is what England loves because they love playing the very structured game. So I think that's a perfect pick. Yeah, man, I'm happy about the 50th caps. Let's go, dog. Let's go.
Yeah, man, for those that don't know, me and Pro grew up in Strand, so we big Damian Willemse fans. I think Edwin van der Merwe, very unlucky to miss out. Very, very, very unlucky. I think he deserved at least to be in the 23. But like I said, there's a lot of games. We know Rusty switches it up a lot, so I'm sure we're going to see Edward as well. But yeah, I thought he deserved to start this game, man. Clark could have got one game less. He just played the final. But, we trust Rusty. Can never go against Rusty. This lineup.
Unless he loses.
Sorry?
I said unless he loses.
Even if he loses, bro, he's got too much credit in the back. Too much credit in the back. Look, but like, very strong lineup. Very, very, very strong lineup. The back three, the front three. Exciting 9-10 pairing. I think we're going to see some free-flowing rugby. What's your prediction for the game? When I look at this lineup, I'm feeling confident.
Yeah, man, I'm also feeling confident. They haven't played together in a long time, so it might be a bit rusty. Barbarians match, I don't think a lot of them were there. If any of them were in that match, the backline was, Kobe was there. And yeah, man, I think it'll be a tight one. England's also coming off. They were playing in Six Nations, so they were playing much more competitive rugby than us over the past 6 months or so. So they have a lot of combos going on already in the team, consistency. So I'm not underestimating them, but I know over the past two matches we've beaten them in the World Cup semi-final. We beat them, the set piece, the scrums. We got the penalties, and also I think the last match as well, and we beat them at set piece time. So I think if we can do that and get the ball out to the wingers, and still be good in the high ball. And I think we'll take it, man. Maybe a 10, 15 point game to the Springboks. Hopefully not at an empty stadium. And I think with the kicking, I think Liebok maybe he'll start as the goal kicker, and then depending on how he kicks as the game progresses, we might see Colby kicking as well.
Yeah. That's actually something I was going to touch on next is the kicking. We don't have a flyer on the bench. We're also forgetting Willemse can also kick. But I agree with you. I think they're going to start with Liebok. But we'll see, man. He's very unpredictable. Maybe Cheslin will take it'll be very interesting to see how the kicking game goes. And if Liebok goes off, who's second in command? Is it Cheslin or is it Damien? So very, very interesting. Couple more things I want to touch on before we end. Everyone's talking about Pollard. Don't tell me about Pollard. Cameron Anakom. This is someone who's got so much potential. He's unfortunate last year to get injured. He would have probably gotten into the fold last year already. I think he's going to be the breakout star this year. How are you feeling about him being on the bench?
Oh, I'm excited, man. We were supposed to see him last season, then he got injured. And I think everyone was sad. How he's back now. Kwacha region, just much taller and yeah. Yeah, Kwacha region, the guy's a machine, man. Everything is just it's pure violence. Whenever I watch him in the URC, pushing meters, tackles are just tough. He's a tall, big guy. But he's so agile. I can't wait to see him second off. He'll definitely be challenging Jasper Visa for that number 8 spot. He can also fit in anywhere in the loose trio, but I want to see him at number 8. And yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to see Cameron is back, see what he can do. And us, second half, usually that's when the match gets much more exciting, bring on the bomb squad. So definitely going to see what he can do. Zach, I'm also excited about Zach, young boy. I think it's probably his 4th test. So he's quite young in terms of test caps. The average test cap in our starting 15, I think it's around 70. It's quite an experienced team. So I think he did well by putting some of the inexperienced players on the bench, mixing it with the old players as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm also very excited for Cameron Hanekom. Lastly, I just want to touch on also Embros Papier. Unlucky to miss out. I really hope we're going to see him in some of the games. He deserves it. He's had a stellar season. My prediction as well. I think we're gonna absolutely cook them. 15-point win.
Yeah.
Peter Steph gonna give Pollard one in the ribs just to welcome him to South Africa from all of us. Yeah, it's gonna be an amazing game. TPF, we're gonna be dropping our podcast. We're gonna drop an episode of the game. We're gonna dissect the game as usual. This was purely focused on the lineup and our predictions, but tell us what you think about the lineup. Who do you think Papier should have been in there? Pollard, should he have been on the bench? The kicking situation. We want to hear your opinions. Tell us in the comments what you think. And tell us your predictions as well and what we've got in store for Pollard. What do we think Pollard's gonna come and show up with? Like I said, we're gonna drop the episode after the game on YouTube as always. You'll see the shorts on our social media pages as well. Pro, before I end off, anything you wanna close?
Hey man, I'm in Cape Town, but Ellis Park, what are you saying? Do you think it's gonna get packed? I posted something over the week where it said only 21,000 tickets were sold out of the 62,000. Ticket sales are looking a bit funny there. People are complaining about the prices, the location of the stadium. Do you think it's gonna fill up over the last week?
Look, as a Joburg resident, I think the location of the stadium, that I don't think that's the issue, because the location is the location. It's never stopped fans from going to watch the game before. Definitely the ticket prices. We know economically things are tough right now. The war, petrol prices are going up, etc., electricity. So I definitely think the ticket prices are the cause of what we are seeing right now. Yes, the location is not ideal, but like I said, Ellis Park has been like this. It's never stopped us from filling it up before. And actually, I can speak firsthand experience that over the last 2-3 years, they've done a lot to improve just like the nearby surrounding area of the stadium. The train's back and running again. There's safe parking now. They cleaned up around there. You don't have hawkers anymore around the stadium. So they've actually done a lot of work in that immediate, like 5-kilometer radius of the stadium, which has improved it drastically. I think the ticket prices, they need to be looked into. To put it blunt, they need to be looked into. They need to remember what the purpose of all of this is. Like, yes, we want to make money. Yes, the Springboks are commercial, but guys, people can't afford these tickets. Most people can't afford these tickets. So we'll see, man. If it doesn't get sold out, it's going to be a big message to the South African Rugby Union. If this match does not get sold out, there will be a big message to them, and then maybe they'll listen.
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree. We'll wait for the match. If it fills up, there's not much that we can say after that. If it doesn't, I think we'll definitely start looking into the different factors that are affecting the prices, whether it's, too many players that they have to take care of. Are they just driving it because of, expenses that they have to take care of? There's new tournaments, much more matches going on. Obviously player salaries also going up. So, we'll see. And yeah, I'm excited to see, Andre the Giant, honestly, which position he comes in. over the weekend, whether it's a 5.5 split, 2.5, or it's a 6-2 or 5-3. You know, I'm looking forward to the match, man. Let's go Saturday. Let's go.
Let's go. We're ready, man. We're ready. We'll see you on the next episode. Live reaction of the game. Till next time.
I grind cause I gotta get paid. 1% chance, 99% faith.